Good evening, VV Nation. Welcome to the channel. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to have you here, and this is very important stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. I go away on vacation, had a great time in Hawaii, by the way. I go away on vacation, the market just goes to heck. And now people are wondering what the heck is going on. We know now that the Trump tariffs are in place for for Mexico, for Canada, and for China, and the world is going crazy over it. And there is tariff war fears and what's going to happen. And I think that the market's going to have some more downside. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But the question is, were you well prepared for this? We all knew that the tariffs were put on hold. We knew they were going to come, and now they're here. Were you well prepared? Were you on the right side of the market? And that's what we're going to talk about today. This is all bad news, right? Stocks fall in early trading as Trump tariffs take effect. There you go. I'm just going to go over the articles. Stocks around the world slide on trade war fears. Folks, everybody's reacting to the trade wars. We knew that it was coming. I need you guys to keep your head off the swivel and keep your eyes on the prize. The prize, the ability to make money in this market, and utilizing the VectorVest software to be able to do just that. We're going to walk through that in a second. How about this? The NASDAQ teeters to near correction territory, down nearly 10% from the record high. Again, you may or may not agree with me, but the market needed a correction. When I go show you the all-time graph for the VectorVest composite, you're going to see we've had some pullbacks, but we're going to see the market has run and run. Stocks have become way overvalued. Now they're going to get to a point where they're going to fall. They're going to get undervalued. We're going to look for a true market bottom. And when that happens, it's going to present opportunities for bottom fishing that you probably haven't seen probably since COVID or the 2008 housing crisis. Those were two great opportunities to make money coming off of big pullbacks in the market. All right. Trump's tariffs live updates. Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau announces a 25% retaliatory levy on U.S. products. It's going to happen. It's going to go back and forth and back and forth. And we're going to have to find out who's got the wherewithal to hold out the longest. But you know who's going to hurt? People of the United States. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Inflation is going to become a problem. Prices are going to go up just when we start to get inflation under wraps. But I think it's needed. I think it's needed, not the inflation part, but I think it's needed for the market to pull back. But the hurtful part is going to be inflation. There's going to be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. China, on the other hand, does the same thing. China slaps an extra tariff of up to 15% on imports of major U.S. farm exports and adds trade limits. Again, it is a war. It's going to get deeper. Last part of this, options traders are bracing for a stock market crash. That word is being used. I don't always like to use that word, but that's big. Stock market crash. I would look at this as more of a correction than a crash, but if this war is prolonged, if the tariff war is prolonged, this could be a big hit to the economy, a big hit to the market, and maybe could turn into a crash. All right, but let's do this. Let's get into the software, and I'm going to bring us back into the program. There we go. I've got 25 years worth of data on the VectorVest composite. Now, I do want you to remember a couple of things here. You know, after the housing crash, look at that rebound. Woo. After the housing crash, two indicators that we have in VectorVest, the MTI and the buy-to-sell ratio lets us know when the market is truly looking for a bottom. I'm going to go to this bottom here, 2008, 2009. I want to show you just how powerful that is. Where was the MTI? 0.93. Let's go back a little bit. Let me zoom in. How about we do that? There we go. Let's go to the low. Oops, to the low. We have 0.31 on the MTI, 0.07 on the buy-to-sell ratio. For those of you who are new to the channel, these indicators, the MTI looks at the underlying trend of the market based on the scale between 0 and 2. The buy-to-sell ratio looks for the amount of buys compared to the amount of sells in the market. By way of over 9,000 stocks, it gives us a real feel of how many stocks are buy recommendations compared to stocks that are sell recommendations. Just so that you know, when the MTI gets to a level of 0.60, the market's looking for a bottom. When the buy-to-sell ratio gets to a level of 0.20, the market's looking for a bottom. The lower it goes below these levels, the bigger the rebound is going to be. And as you can see from that level, look at that run up. Look at that run up. All right? Let me undo the zoom there. Let's go look at another time period. Market pullback, what was this, 2021? Well, we all know what happened then. That was COVID time, right? MTI at a level of 0.49, below 0.60. Buy to sell ratio at 0.02. That's the lowest I think it's ever been. And after it hit that level, hit those levels and went down. How do you know when the market bottom is started or stopped? When the market starts going back up. There we go. Let me zoom in. Look at that rebound off of that bottom. Look at that rebound off of that bottom. All right, let's undo the zoom real quick. Let's go look at the more recent data right now, right? Zoom that in a little bit. Here's the market. This is back in 2022. Where's the low? There it is, MTI below that 0.60, buy to sell ratio at 0.08. It took a little longer for this run to happen, but still, nonetheless, from that low, when the market was looking for a bottom, the market did protrude to go back up. All right, let's undo that zoom. Look at the most recent pullback here. That was back on 10/30 of 2023. Notice the MTI and buy to sell ratio never really got to those levels. Wasn't a true market bottom. Let me zoom in. Wasn't a true market bottom. Pullback here. That wasn't a real. Let's go look. True pullback here. A little bit of a pullback. The levels were never reached again. Got close, but never really got to a level of looking for a low. Right now, looking at today's candle, MTI at 0.60, the buy to sell ratio at 0.23. Super close. The MTI has already reached that level. I'd really like to see if it can go below that level. And the buy to sell ratio almost at that level of 0.20 is at 0.23. I would really like to see if the market could pull a little bit lower than that. Now this gives me an idea that we're truly starting to look for a real bottom. But interesting fact here, if the wars, the tariff wars start, still everybody goes crazy over them, the market still has more downside. I've got a level of support on the composite of 65.70, and we're at 68.47. That's a little bit more downside. And I think right now, the market still has more downside. How much, I don't know, but I'm giving this level of support right here. Actually, I need to move that up. There's the level of support. There's the swing high. I'm at 60, that's a better number, 67.28. And right now we're at 68.48. We're not that far. If that level holds, that'd be great. If that level falls, if we fall below that level, the market's due in for a crash at that point, in my opinion. And nonetheless, the pullback is needed. We'll see how good or how long that lasts. Now, what would I be looking at right now? Contra ETFs. What I've done is I pulled up some of the contra ETFs that are more popular, that have an RT above 1. That means that these contras or contrarian exchange traded funds are in uptrends. TSLZ, shorting for Tesla. SRTY, the short for the Russell 2000. High beta, the short for the Russell again. Oil, short for oil. LABD for medical stocks. FANGD, the FANG stocks are getting beaten up. The shorts for the Qs, tech stocks. SOXS, which is semiconductors, and NVIDIA. All right, so only 2 of them are not going up today, but the rest are. Notice they're all buy recommendations as well. I need you guys to keep your head off the swivel. The news is the news. There's nothing that you or I can do about the news. But what we can do is look at the process of looking at the VectorVest composite on the graph, trade the chart, not your heart. Let the news happen. But we'll know when the market's really setting in for a bottom. The indicators are almost there. How do we know when the bottom is hit? When the market stops going down and starts going back up again. That's it, folks. You got to keep your head off the swivels. The news is going to be the news. The news is going to be the news. If you agree with this analysis on the market, type the word agree in the chat. I can't see it because this is being recorded. But I want you to, be on the right side of the market. I want you to understand that the news will be the news. Nothing we can do about it, but we're going to trade and take what the market gives us. That's what we need to do instead of trying to force our will onto the market. Let the market come to us and trade what the market gives us. Folks, that's it. That's it. Straight to the point. Thank you for being here. If you're brand new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you'll be alerted to when new information like this comes out. If you're already a subscriber and you like what you saw today, hit the like button. Let me know in the content. Let me know in the chat what you do like about the content or stuff that you're looking at as well. Folks, this video is over. And until the next time, see ya.